when I walk into the room, everybody should be like Krish, 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 Krish. Basically, before I was always a dancer, like ऐसे बचपन में मम्मी का दुपट्टा लेके नाचना, फिर उसके बाद माधुरी दीक्षित, I'm still a very kick-ass fan of hers. Can I say that? So voguing is something where you once step in, you don't want to step out. Voguing comes from the magazine's name itself, that is Vogue. Every time you see a voguer, you will see a synonym known as fashion. Every time you're walking down the street, you are in a cab, you are in a local train. For you, everything will be like a ballroom. Everything will be like a runway. So even even like personally for me, when I step down from a local train, walking on a platform with an outfit on, I always think of me as the star. Those days when Vogue was started, how the models used to pose, those movements were picked out and repeatedly done. And that is how the dance form came out as Vogue. So it was like only pose, 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 pose. A very good reference that I can give you from back those days would be Madonna's Vogue song itself. It was like an iconic mainstream approach to underground culture known as drag ballroom. Drag culture, drag queens are different. Ballroom voguing, that is very different. You can submerge two things together, yes, but the cultural context of both of them are pretty different. I actually love when drag queens vogue because like yeah, mama, bring it. I always had a thing for sassiness and such things always attracted. One day, like on my Instagram feed, something just popped up where like a really beautiful black trans woman, she was like just spinning and dropping onto the floor, and I was like, what the hell is she doing? I love that video so much, so much, so much, so much that I saved it. Like every time I went back to Instagram, I used to open that video and just imagine myself on her place doing the same thing, and then the crowd cheering for me. So all these little tidbits started happening to me, and that is how I discovered voguing. When I saw voguing, when I saw all these voguers and artists, I was like, who is that somebody doing such things in India? Dancing was always in the picture with me, but voguing came in when I thought of taking dancing seriously. Voguing in India was created so where people like me could come, feel belong, feel that yeah, they are welcomed here. Yeah, so now let's talk about my teammates. Anushi Singh, representing Nature's Play crew and Voguing in India. She is actually the most well-known backer of this country. This is what I feel about her. She is like the mother of voguing in India. Muskan. She has been voguing like longer than me. Muskan was that one girl who was like, Krish, vogue करना है पर कोई करता नहीं है इंडिया में. I think she is a very passionate girl. So hardworking, so dedicated. I am actually inspired by her hard work. She's also a yoga trainer and a calisthenics artist. So yeah, that is basically Muskan. Sunil Bormahela, like a very, very, very good voguer. One of the finest voguers of India, I can say. Sunil is all about creating moments, outfits, and talent. All these three things. And then when these three things come together, it creates an opulence. When you see Vogue, it looks so beautiful. It looks so it looks so fluid and flowy that you won't even understand that where is that coming from. Any dance form, it's not only voguing. Right now, I'm speaking as a dancer. All the artists create art through their suffering. People take it into a very negative path that मेरे साथ ये हो गया या मेरे साथ ये. And then again, some people take it in a very positive path that they use what they have been through or what they are still going through and create something out of it for people who are going through the same things But for them, watching these things becomes some sort of inspiration. As a queer child, again, I was sexually abused, I was raped, and all of these things. Not that you will hear such things with every other queer person, from every other queer person. Specifically, a, a very flamboyant boy, okay, because I was assigned male at birth, okay, and yeah, I was like biologically a boy, but then I was very flamboyant. Like you can look at me and you'll be like gay. Okay, so I was so gay even when I was a child. So being that way already brought me a lot of trauma. Already brought me a lot of pain. But then again, with time, I made things better for myself through voguing again. Back in those days, queer people or queer children were just thrown out. They used to like, just lead their whole life by what? Prostituting, working for sex, working for drugs, working for whatever came their way just to like, live and make 2 meals of a day. Houses were things when these children were adopted by the senior trans women to adopt these children, do what their biological parents should have done for them, that is like what, fulfilling their educational facilities and like give them a home to stay in, 2 meals a day. So when I say houses actually means family. House of Luna is like something that came into my life and it just filled a blank space. If you're a human being, you should have a person like Glorious Luna in your life and BD Please in your life. Or there have been so many cases where I was like shivering, where I did not know what to do in my life, where I did not understand what I should do in my life. And those were the times when they proved that why I do need a family. That was the time when Luna and Didi, like, they just held me up and they were like, you are a queer person. You have to make things work out for yourself because nobody else is going to come and do it for you. I have a couple of insecurities, okay? Every other human being has their own way of beating themselves. Everybody does that. So I had a way of like, I have a complex of comparing myself to every other beautiful person. Like looking certain sort of a way. I mean, I know I look beautiful. So I would like find jugards or so many things to make myself validate myself. So, but when I was introduced to voguing, I actually like stepped into a whole another realm. Like, that was the first time when I understood what actually beauty means. Back then, I was so much into what the gender stereotypical beauty standard is. I started looking at people in a very different way. I started looking at myself also in a very different way. It really helped me to understand that there is no certain way to look like a female. There is no certain way to look like a man or a woman. Who are we even to say that, what a man looks like or what a woman looks like? Anything that we have been learning since our childhood is what we have been fed. Things like these then made sense for me when I was introduced to voguing because then I understood that you don't have to look a certain way to look beautiful. For everybody and for anybody, you are going to be less. The moment you are enough for yourself is when things will change for you. Music is my first thing to go to. I mean, I give my body to music and then music lets me do whatever. So whenever, like after my warming up, I just sit with music. I just understand what the music is asking me to do. I understand what the music has. What soul. Sometimes the music will make you feel so out of the world, like so disco-ish. But then sometimes the music will make you feel sad. Sometimes the music will make you feel happy. Sometimes the music will make you feel cute. Just like me. Hands performance, catwalk, duck walk, flow performance, spin and dip. These are the 5 elements. When you walk down the runway, you have to portray these elements and you get your tens on that basis. I always knew that I have a really very flamboyant personality. Voguing made me realize that I don't have a flamboyant personality. I am a woman, bitch. I say accomplishments like I was in Best Zone qualifiers of Top 16 Red Bull Dancers Child, India. I also performed for Cosmopolitan with my drag mother Glorious Luna. I was also finalist for Disco Indigo. Now that is an accomplishment for me because I am not a whacker. But now I know that yes, I am a whacker because I was the finalist in that jam. And also the fourth thing would be like yes, as House of Luna, we did a really great job doing the It Ball Volume 1. I have a personality that doesn't want to fit in. I always want to stand out. So my voguing, my backing, I have a really very different gesture towards voguing, a really different point of view towards voguing. Whatever you are doing, like even in Vogue, whatever you are doing, please stay true to yourself. I always wanted voguing to be on such a phenomenal platform. Thanks to Queen Beyonce, she did it for us. The future of voguing is already going into the right pace or into the right path. I just wish that it's high time that voguing is not anymore be relevant to only queer culture, but also as a culture that can celebrate every human being. It is not just a dance form, it is something that makes you love yourself, it makes you love your body, it makes you love the way you are. Like you don't have to move a certain way, you don't have to do your hands performance a certain way, you don't have to do your dips a certain way. You can find your own ways, you can find your own freedom of expression. Stay true to that, stay confident to that. Life will just keep going some different way. It will never go the way that you want it to. As a queer person, you just have to make things work out. Because nobody else is going to come and do it for you. Like, it is only you who is going to help yourself.